Hello everyone, this is 41Solstice25, Winter Solstice 8, don't mind the mess over there. I was kinda like testing out a bunch of stuff. Now this might be a bit of a modded Redstone showing, but no, actually this will work in vanilla perfectly fine. Actually let's ditch these from my inventory and I'll just keep that for the fun of it. Okay, so first let me get to this tab. Alright, so I wanted to do a tutorial on making an automatic chicken cooker, where basically he cooks chicken and basically farms them at the same time. Now I don't recall offhand exactly how much of what stuff it takes besides like two comparators exactly. Other than that, it's just work with me, sorta. Actually, let's ditch that. So, okay, so I'm gonna grab some stone here, and then I'm going to grab a slab. Now you'll see what the slab is for soon. Actually, you're gonna see what it's for right now. Okay, but before we actually slap that slap that down, just sort of toss a couple hoppers here. You don't need a third hopper. I just sort of would have liked to put one there, assuming if I want to carry whatever comes out of all this out any further, anywhere else. Of course, there's also other alternatives to doing such a transport method of items. Okay, now this is basically going to be where the chicken roaster itself is going to be. So, to actually roast the chickens, we're going to have a thing right here where there's going to be lava at this height, and there's going to be chickens popping out right here. Now, I'll explain more on that in a second. We're going to need a few hoppers going to the back of this, because like when we start wiring this stuff up, we don't we want to make this as simple as possible, but we don't want the redstone to make the hoppers any slower. Alright, so basically this is going to be where our main chicken supply is going to be. Now if you haven't caught on yet, basically every single time they lay an egg, it's going to go into the system of hoppers and into this dropper. Wait, actually I need this to be a dispenser. What am I thinking? Okay, so yeah, a dispenser, which in turn will cost a bow, is something worth noting. And here's where the piston is gonna kinda come in. Now, it's a little awkward, but it's going to be right there, and it's not really going to push anything to say. The reason for that is, I just need this to fire faster. To fire this faster, it needs to keep up with the redstone signal. The best way to do that is to use a piston. Pistons update wicked frickin' fast. That is why I'm using a piston. Okay, now let's do something of this sort and have a comparator run from that. That's going to be our first comparator. And that's basically going to say there's an item in this, so you should probably do something with that. And then we're going to have a redstone repeater here, so we can make that signal strong. So that's going to be of importance. Actually, let's pick up one of these. So we have a powered block now, receiving this signal. So what I've been kinda doing with this, I've been making it when it comes to the modded survival, I sort of did this with it, and I have this in subtract mode. And here's where it gets a little more, where that actually proves some of use. Actually, let's do this with that. So I want to carry the signal upwards to this dispenser, and I'm going to put 2 blocks here and redstone wire here. This redstone wire will come up here and basically power the dispenser. The dispenser will be constantly being powered, but here's the thing, dispensers don't exactly carry power very fast on their own. Like, they are usually left in an on state or off state, basically, when it comes to redstone power. So to resolve this, people will often do a sort of a block update detector, sorta. Before, it used to be a scenario where you could basically just have redstone wire updating constantly right by it, and it'll just do it. But today, you basically want a block update detector. Or just a block update, really. It's the dispenser itself is the block update detector. If a block is updated by it, it'll basically go off. So that's basically most of the idea. So the reason why it's facing into the stone slab is whenever a chicken lays an egg, the idea is that it will detect there's an egg inside of this, and however many necessary to like go off to get rid of the entire inventory of it, it will basically fire all those eggs into this slab, and in turn baby chickens will basically hatch inside. Now some of you might be misunderstanding and thinking, but that won't work, they'll just hit the lava. Actually, they're really small. Like, you could fit a baby chicken inside of this and like right above lava, and it will never touch the lava. Like, they are crazy small when it comes to their hitbox, actually. So basically this is perfectly fine. Then the trick is you let them wait. Like, it's not until they're adults when they'll actually drop anything. So once they become adults, they will just like grow up and start touching the lava. They will burn to death, and for most parts it's like 60 to 80% chance. Like, actually, I would say I'm confident in saying 80 to 90% chance that their drops will basically make it into this hopper and like come out this way. So yeah, it's actually a pretty efficient method. Like, you'll get roasted chicken from this, you'll get a feather supply from this. Like, in my modded survival, I actually got accumulated quite the amount of feathers. Like, I was just looking at how much I was getting, and I was like, my gosh, the amount of feathers is insane. What am I ever gonna do with all these feathers? Like, there's over a stack now. So yeah, it's pretty crazy, and this is pretty efficient. And something worth mentioning is you generally want to like make sure most of this is pretty concealed. It's probably a good idea to have this kind of a little thicker, but not in a way where it interrupts anything. If necessary, you could always just use glass right here. If you want it to be like, feel a little more like a fuller block or something. It'll basically do the same trick. Oh, I accidentally put down a hopper. What you can also do if you want them to be slightly higher up in elevation, you can put down a slab, and you can also make sure they don't just magically glitch through the floor or something like that. Of like the hopper, and basically just like drop chickens down here. You should be able to feed them from here, I believe. Like as long as it's within 3 blocks, I believe. So yeah, let me sort of demonstrate this a little fuller now. You don't need that upper block there. This is roughly what it's going to look like, though we need lava here and something in front of it. Personally, I like glass in front of it. That way you can sort of like watch your food cook in front of you. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Glass, glass, glass. You don't want to use glass panes though. Just glass. Now I need a lava bucket. And there we are. We have a chicken roaster. That's not like too complicated. The worst part is basically getting some stone, maybe like the iron and wood or something. Actually, the bow is probably one of the harder things because you need to like get all those spiders, where if you're lucky you're probably gonna like find like a abandoned mine shaft or something. So this is very convenient in terms of a survival thing. Alright, and before I forget, with a storage system set up here, let's now actually kind of test the thing, sort of. Chickens. Just shove a whole bunch in here. You want tons of chickens in here, so you'll get more and more eggs, which in turn will make the machine a little better, although something worth noting is that, of course, the machine will be a little more chicken noisy. So if you aren't expecting that, yeah, you turn down your like friendly mob sounds, or like just sort of make this go a little further back or something to an area you're not really going to be going to, and you should be fine. Or for some of you redstone geniuses out there, you're probably going to find out some kind of let's see, weather clear. You're probably going to figure out some kind of item elevator or something and just make it transport itself from underground in the depths of where you're basically not gonna go by like enough to not really hear the chicken sounds. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's roughly how you set it up. Not roughly, that is how you set it up. I really haven't really gone through this list of stuff, I realize. You know, I want to see some of these, actually. Oh god, I'm looking forward to this. So yeah, expect some of this kind of shenanigans in the future eventually when it comes to my modded series. Where are eggs located? It's been a while since last time I went for any. For like chickens and such. How am I doing this the hard way? There we are. What I just did there was, hang on. Let's actually show this a little better. It's working beautifully. There's a ton of chickens in there. It's a little loud, but it's really fast and efficient. lot of eggs. Unless it's glitched. It's going so rapid, it's using up 3 at a time. So yeah, this really does work. It's really cool. And for aesthetic reasons, I usually like to keep a slab in front of the glass so I don't have to see this hopper here as much. Like, dang it. Gotta tell you, sometimes having a messed up mouse is quite the pain. So yeah, you don't see it quite as much, and you'll notice it even less if you sort of like build it up from the sides and you're not gonna get quite as close. You're just gonna like focus on this bit right up front, and with this being a slab, you can still see what's going on in there, and you will still be able to access whatever is in the chest. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, I hope you all learned a little something today. I hope if you use this design and like picked it up for me, let me know and say hi, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Glad to know I helped her or something. Like, it's always an awesome feeling to know you like contributed to like how other people play or something. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is my Easter skin. I tried to even make ears and such. I actually have like a tail. I have an Easter egg on my back. I thought it's kind of derpy and ridiculous looking, but that's half the idea, really. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm Winter Solstice 8, 41 Solstice 25, and have a good day. Bye bye.